So let's see if he's got that squared away this evening. Has not to deal with those gremlins. But without further ado, let's get to it. Our starting grid for the race number 5 of the IROC Challenge Series. On the pole position from Charity Motorsports. Yet again, it's the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Outside, front row, missed it by a full tenth of a second. Neil Quick's going to start second in his number 2 machine. Row number 2.
I never heard when the
Butler.
stages.
Brian McCann and Steve Durbin.
Neither did I.
Tim Schofield and Brandon Leclerc will round out row number 4. Row 5, Garrett Johnston, Doug Wysocki. Starting 11th, it's the 75 of Chris Wally. Matt Kopp in the number 12 machine will roll. 50 machine will roll 12. Sorry, guys. Coming back from Glenn trying to get the brain fog out of here. Todd Cleek in the 45, starting 13th. Nuke Quick will roll 14th. Rodney Uberbaker, the number 75, will start 15th. Zachary Cleek, 16th. Adam.
All right, that turns into a fuel mileage.
Makes things interesting.
Yeah.
Schfunkhauser, 21st. Shotgun on the field of 51 of Kyle Terzak. That's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully he's got his gremlin squared away with those brake pedals, throttle pedals, all the stuff. If he does, it's going to be real entertaining.
Kyle didn't start the race.
I get to bump into you the first corner.
Here for race number 5.
His pedals must have fully broke.
Field starting to roll off the.
You gonna bump me? No, man. Don't do that.
That's drafting.
Bumping's racing.
Again, race details for this evening. 60 laps the race distance, 85 degrees, very dry, cloudy skies, very breezy, 96-degree track temp, full load of fuel at 100%, 4 sets of tires over the wall, 1 fast repair, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish, if and only if we need it.
The pace car is in. Green flag.
Brandon Mefford, Neil Quick, and lead the field to green.
Outside. Stay low. You're on the bottom 3 wide. Hold your line.
Pace car makes the hard left into pit lane.
Hold your line.
Barney with the green in hand. It's called for. It waves, and we're underway from Long Pond, Pennsylvania at the Pocono Raceway.
Line up single file.
Brian McCann steps out early here as soon as he gets past start finish.
That was interesting.
Mike,
I know Mike. Mike stepped down in front of me. I took it 3 wide. I shouldn't have taken it 3 wide, but
it was in the middle, but Mike Cook didn't make contact.
I
going around here.
I started watching him and did it myself.
McCann still trying to save it.
I'm black flaked for repairs, but I don't know if I want to use my fast repair now. I gotta see if.
Brian, I tried checking up. I just didn't check up enough there.
Got wheel damage, I guess.
Sorry.
Well, that's turn 1, folks.
That's all good. I probably shouldn't have went 3 wide.
Past the 45. Past the.
Yeah, I thought you started going.
Trying to get a look at it here in just a moment. In fact, I think we do have it.
I saw you down there, Brian. I ran out of room.
50. Past the.
Pace cars over in 2. Pace cars in 2.
Past the 75. Past the.
Big time impact. Not sure who that was going for a ride. I think it's the 17 machine.
I don't know if I'm going to need the fast repair or not.
Past the 34. Past the 42.
Let's rewind this.
Ain't even made a lap.
At least the laps are long.
What's happened? We saw obviously the 3 wide run into turn number 1. We'll back it up further here. Now you can see it. You got Neil Quick up to the outside and the 76 of Brent Butler.
Oh, I can't see on the replay.
In the middle. McCann goes to the bottom here.
Pit road is now open.
Sends it 3 wide. There's plenty of room down in the bottom though. And I think Cook's just trying to get squared away. McCann sees it starting to unfold and he checks up a bit, makes a contact.
I remember checking up. Oh, did I hit Mike? I may have hit Mike.
It's the 42.
When Mike started getting loose, I may have hit him. Maybe that's what got me upset.
Car. Pit road is closed.
How many sets of tires we got this time?
Running in the back of the 12. Uberbaker goes on his
4 over the wall, 5 total.
But this is what they were talking about with that first fast, that additional, that 1 fast repair that this league's starting to run. Is it kind of It's a get out of jail free card here when something like this happens in turn 1, lap 1. Check on Tim Schofield here and see how he's looking.
Oh, wow.
You said you got required?
I got 30 seconds of required and 3 minutes of optional.
Clean repaired. I assume Schofield may have burned that fast repair.
You can maybe get that fixed right here and then determine at the stage break if you want to use your thing. Because we're in turn 2 right now. No, we're 2 to green. Never mind. You may not be able to get all that fixed.
Set of tires here. I don't think really hurt him all that bad, but nevertheless, he's going to bolt them on.
I don't know.
He's got some additional to get taken.
Coming to 3.
Use that fast.
Yeah, it's going to be too late for me to. Yeah, I still got 3+ minutes left.
Yeah, your truck's gonna be hurt.
Yeah, 3 laps in.
Dang it. Well, 25 laps. Hopefully, I can hang on.
First lap,
middle of 3.
Ryan McCann tried to push the issue, tried to get all he could there on that initial start.
Exiting 3.
Really what you got to do in many of these cases.
We're at the pit wall, restart zone.
Get a decent jump on the guy that you're fighting against, or everybody gets in front
Start
of you.
checker flag.
Take big handfuls of positions.
All right, man, we're going green next time by.
See, that's what McCann was aiming
on the
for.
outside row now.
This time I'm going up the middle.
3, 2, 1,
Nope.
go.
As we run under the caution flag, should see the pace car lights extinguished. There they go. So that.
Yeah, my wheel isn't in the right spot.
Ronnie,
But I have
he's going to hit pit lane here as well. Late
decent speed. I don't.
repairs made.
We'll see.
Have to assume that's a
As
fast.
long as I don't, even if I lose a lap and I'm the only one, I should be okay.
I probably have damage, so I'm probably going to drop off here.
Little fuel top off here. It's going to start out back anyway. You might as well just get a couple extra drops.
Oh wow, this thing drives like shnikes.
The mix here.
It's horrible.
We'll be able to tell right off the bat if I lose in the draft or not.
It's going to be Brandon Mefford and Neil Quick to take the restart now. It'll be lap 5 when the green drops.
I think most of my damage is going to be in the rear.
And Butler in third. It's Mike Cook, Brandon Leclerc, Brian McCann, Steve Durbin, Garrett Johnston, Doug Wysocki.
Left rear, so hopefully it don't hurt.
The pace car is in. Green, green, green. You're back in fifth. Outside. Stay low.
That was my fastest lap of the session.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Flag back in the air.
Oh, that outside line is killer.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
Comes to the inside on Cook yet again. Meanwhile, Mefford out to a decent advantage already. A couple of truck lengths over Butler.
Stay high.
McCann up to 4th, pressuring Neil Quick. Quick maintains the spot. He'll close the door on Mike Cook out of turn 2.
Inside. 3 wide, you're in the middle. You got 1 inside and 2 wide there. Still there? Hold your line. Still there?
Force of habit. Now we're in turn 2.
All clear, all clear.
And now we're in what? Turn 4. It'll be turn 3. There's only 3 here at this tricky triangle.
The car in
So watch the fight. Now we're going to fight for the race lead. Butler looks to the bottom of the racetrack, slips up just a bit, has to check up to avoid getting in the left door. Mefford loses the momentum off turn 3. Mefford maintains the top spot. Neil Quick takes back second, has a run himself. Might be looking.
Yeah, this thing is super hard to drive.
stays put for now. Goes to the high side. Butler goes up as well, slips up the racetrack. Now McCann, seeing an open door, jumps to the bottom of the 76, trying to move his way towards the front. Wants to battle it out with these guys. Just barely slots in front of Garrett Johnston for the 5th position.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear.
Up the racetrack again. I don't know if that's intentional or if he's just having some handling problems, but it does not seem to be paying off, at least for the time being. Butler under attack now from Brian McCann as Beckford continues to lead.
Just hit the fastest lap. 54.993. Good job, man. You're up to 4th.
Effort trying to change lanes, but the rattlesnake on the front stretch now in full effect.
The rattlesnake.
Befford, Quick, Butler, McCann, Johnston, the top 5. That's just for now. Finally out of that massive turn number 1. Befford pulling Neil Quick down the straightaway.
You just hit the fastest lap.
Into turn number 3 alongside Mefford on corner exit. This for the race lead. Mefford leads it this time, and Quick's going to have to tuck back in. He gets in cleanly. It's not spare, but what?
Inside. Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Still there. Clear low, clear low. Inside. Still there.
We
Same
lose.
car as the leader. Stay high. There's the car on the low side. All clear, all clear. Inside. Stay high. Clear low, clear low.
Another lap in the books. Neil Quick now shown as the race leader as they cross start finish. He's got some distance back to Mefford. 3/10 plus back to the 83 in second. Meanwhile, Brian McCann has jumped up in the 3rd position, still under attack from the 76 of Butler. Butler slips up the track, has to get out of it just a little bit. Avoids contact with the 3, but gives up some track position, slips back about a 2. Now he's got to work fighting with Garrett Johnston.
You're in 3rd place.
Dan making a look to the inside on Brandon Mefford. Now this for the 2nd spot. Mefford trying to break the draft a bit here on the front straightaway. This massive straightaway. He could land a bomber on this thing. But these trucks, not very aerodynamic. They punch a massive hole in the air. Mefford trying to not provide that draft assistance to the 3. It's kind of a fine line that you need to walk when you do that, though. Yes, you're going to break the draft. You run the risk of scrubbing some speed, and if the truck that's in front of you doesn't do it, well, now you lose the draft from that lead vehicle, so that could be an issue as well. So good. Top 3 run single file. So let's say top 4 with the 15 of Johnston rolling into the picture. Laps in the books of 60 here at Pocono Raceway. Out of turn 3 yet again. Quick leads it. It's Mefford and Johnston Cook. Then in 6, Butler.
Got a good line of cars here.
Steve Durbin, Chris Wally, Doug Wysocki rounding out your top 10.
Got one outside. Stay low. Still there? Hold your line.
Quick looked a little loose on the exit of turn 2 for just a moment. Slight correction.
I wonder if it's worth it for me just to put under green and just for the fast repair.
Fourth, effort running from line, working the outside line. McCann jumps to the bottom.
Still there? Hold your line.
God, that outside line is amazing.
You're clear high, clear high.
McCann to second place. Does he get clear? Mefford's going to try and battle back. McCann's kind of clear there. Not close enough, though. Doesn't want to slide up in front of the 83 and risk taking himself out. Stays alongside of Mefford down the short chute.
Got one outside. Stay low. You're clear high, clear high. The leader just did a 55.515.
On board with Brandon Mefford, trying to hold off a hard charging Brian McCann. Brian really does enjoy this place, but he's having some struggles here getting around the 83. Garrett Johnson had the truck all the way down to the apron there, trying to get to the inside of McCann. McCann started to shut the door, but wasn't willing to go that low. Now he's back on the attack, trying to get around Brandon Mefford. Sun starting to peek out here. Pocono Raceway. We'll see what that does to the track temp. We're about 96 degrees Fahrenheit when we got things underway here this afternoon. Let's take a look at it now. Track temperature about the same, still about 97, but if that sun starts to come back out and lay that sunshine on this asphalt, we might see those temperatures come up and encourage
that right here.
Change the track conditions and handling characteristics of these trucks. We'll see if that presents itself, but meanwhile it's still single file here at the front pack. 14 laps in the books. Neil Quick still out in front now, 0.6 of a second ahead of Mefford and McCann. I think McCann realizes he might just be a bit faster than Mefford, but cannot get clear, because if he did think he could get by and start to drive away, I don't think he can push the issue this hard, because all that it's doing, it's allowing the two of Quick to get out in front further and further. Now the grab does help a little bit on the straightaway. We talked about that. But when these guys get side by side, that's where Quick is going to start to stretch out that advantage.
Stay low. Stay low. All clear, all clear. You got one outside. Stay low.
Well, dang it.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
Second and third through the short chute. McCann back to the inside, trying to get around Mefford. Might have him here. See if Mefford's going to carry some extra momentum out of turn 3. Looks like he's going to hang on the door. Wings it wide off the corner, back to the stripe. Mefford's going to have the spot and the speed. That's back in front of Brian McCann, that is. Johnston holds on to the 4th position over Mike Cook. Cook all over the back. Seems to be just a tick faster, but same scenario we're seeing with Brian McCann. Can't get the pass executed just enough to get through. Slides a little deep, might have lost the nose. Some arrow push through the tunnel turn, now into the short chute. Big time correction. That truck is all kinds of loose, and Johnson gets the wall off at 3. Johnston loses a couple now. Right truck up to the 4th spot. Brett Butler all over him. The bump from the 76 into the corner. See if Cook can carry the truck up the racetrack.
Need to find a better line for that turn.
A little loose on exit, keeps his foot in.
We're running nil down though.
Tires certainly starting to get a little warm here at Pocono Raceway. Things getting a little slippery, a little greasy. Butler with the run out of 3. Doesn't do the bump, just gets to the inside. We'll see what he has in turn number 1. Butler drives it way down deep into turn 1. Pass executed. Now Cook may battle back. He had the run on the exit because he took the higher line, so he could carry that momentum down the Long Pond straightaway into this tunnel turn that we're approaching right now. Butler with a car or truck.
That felt better that time, that angle.
Really good exit speed through the tunnel there. Puts a couple more truck lengths on the 85 of Cook. So Butler handily takes the 4th spot. Starts to increase that advantage over Mike Cook. Meanwhile, back up front, the lead just a minute ago has evaporated, and he's got Brandon Mefford and Brian McCann on his back bumper. Talked about how Mefford and McCann being side by side was allowing Neil Quick to get away. Well, they stopped playing peekaboo and got single file and started to reel him in. And here's the battle we get to watch.
Nils in a fence.
Top 3 drivers all fighting for the 1st spot. On a turn 1, down on straightaway. Quick drives it in deep. Mefford early to the brakes. Almost caught Brian McCann off guard. Now Mefford reels him in big time. Quick didn't get the exit of the corner that he wanted, and it gives an opportunity to Brandon Mefford.
Set him up beside going in.
Off Mefford, off turn 3. Quick just inches off the wall on exit. Coming back to the stripe. Mefford's going to lead it. Brian McCann, as he watches the top 2 fight it out for the race lead. McCann runs in 3rd, just waiting for a mistake out of these 2 that he can capitalize on.
Got a car entering behind us.
You guys come from a racing background in any way, shape, or form. If you saw Brian McCann still wide on the...
Got him.
Almost getting into the back of Brandon Mefford, and instead of lifting, switched lanes. Got him behind Neil Quick, so he can stay wide open just an extra second or 2 longer rather than lift or rather than push the 83 by Neil Quick. Butler now reeling the top 3 in as well. Quick going back to the whip.
Got 1 inside. Stay high. All clear, all clear.
Again, just trying to find any way possible to maintain or increase his pace. Mefford retakes the lead from Neil Quick, though. Now they're top 4, single file. Quick swaps lanes, tries to think about a crossover here, but I think he should have just stayed in lane unless he was just trying to let McCann go. Looks to be the case. With Brian McCann up to the 2nd spot. A couple of truck lengths off the back bumper of the 83 as we cross the stripe. It'll be lap 22 that goes up on the leaderboard. Gosh, look at these guys. These 4 trucks at the front of the field just trying to drive in the tire tracks of one another. Curious what the fuel window is here tonight. My apologies. It's been a hectic day. Started in a campground at Watkins Glen as we packed up our belongings and drove back to Rochester. Still unpacking, but we take the time out here to broadcast this race. Pocono is a fun one to call, and man, these guys are certainly putting on a show. But at 100% fuel, it's been a while since I've been in these trucks, but how far can they go on a full tank? That's the question. I'm thinking this might actually be a one-stop race. It's kind of my guess. We'll see. That's that first caution. It may have given these guys the ability to do this one-stop, but we'll have to see.
Give me some front bite. Can't talk.
Beginning of this lap, you saw Brandon Metford drop that truck all the way down to the inside wall.
We have killed our tires.
Far at the bottom. See what happens.
Killed them.
As we're in turn number 2, down to the short chute yet again.
I was over driving it, trying to get to him.
Truck length advantage back to Brian McCann. That's looking like about a 10th and a half, maybe 2. Oh, big slide for McCann off turn number 3. Now, I guess the question I've got as well is typically we've seen this season the IROC Challenge Series does throw one competition caution in the early stages, typically before halfway. This being such a large track, 60 laps the race distance, maybe they wait and just do it at half.
That was too wide, wasn't it?
25. Meanwhile, I think Chris Wally may have gotten the wall just a moment ago. It was either Wally or Johnson.
More speed than last time.
Scheme on those trucks.
I was closer to him. That might have helped.
Power at speed. Lap 24 about to wrap up. Mefford out of 3. McCann much more stable this time through. There it is again. Mefford all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Look at that giant, well, it's not really a giant snake, a 4-truck snake. Crazy thing is, if you guys have watched this race on TV in real life, you see these guys come off turn number 3, and it is just like a slithering snake down the front straightaway. The entire field just trying to stay in the draft of the lead truck that's in front of them.
Ain't gonna happen.
All right, man. Caution
Top
is out.
spot
Caution
heavily
is out.
contested
Line up,
right
single
now.
file.
McCann and
Your road is
Mefford
closed.
doing battle. McCann has not yet been able to fully clear the 83 of Mefford.
Got to save that right rear more.
The roll out of turn number 3 yet again. And there it is. Caution comes out. The completion of lap 25. That'll be our break, our competition caution.
Wonder if I still got damage. Because I was able to stay behind them pretty good. When I tried to pull out those passes, I was always on the inside, but
Caution flag.
I was losing on the turns, wasn't I? Yeah, because I was losing.
Much wanted
Never
tires.
mind.
Again, fastest lap of Brandon Mefford.
I'm probably good on damage.
55 flat. This last lap.
We'll see here when we hit.
57 seconds, so 56, 57 to be exact. So there's a bit of fall off there.
I'm not going to take a fast repair. Because I'm right on his bumper.
You know, quick as, for instance, his fastest.
Looks like we're the fastest 2 on the track.
Flat is slowest, not slowest, but most recent was a 56.86. So do the math on your own there. That's almost a full 2 seconds of fall off as far as lap times are concerned in that aspect. Drivers are going to want to try and catch the pace car here and get down pit lane momentarily. Pace car's in the middle of one. Well, just one. I still think you can call this track a 4-turn racetrack. That's just my opinion. Turn 1 is so big. The radius is crazy on it. You could absolutely characterize that as 2 corners, at least the way that they do on the typical ovals here in NASCAR.
Can we make it on fuel?
So field gets caught up to the iRacing pace car. We're going to see pit stops, I believe, this time by.
All right, now I get to play a little bit.
I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll make it on fuel.
Well, you just ran 20. How many laps did you have left?
I think it's about 30 a tank.
Yeah, but you got laps remaining, right? After that.
Yeah, I'm good right here. I'm just thinking to the end of the race.
Right. So we should have.
Because we're going to go green right on 30, but these caution laps suck a lot of fuel.
Right.
Pit box in 10.
My expectation is you'll see everybody come to pit lane here.
5, 3, 2, 1.
So far, it's the top
Right
10
here.
plus. It's going to be everybody. Oh, Nuke Quick might be staying out here. Hey, he's going up the leaderboard, so he's going to stay.
Oh yeah, my right rear was
led as long as he gets
1% less, so
leaders due in pit lane.
I had him even.
He's got her done.
All right, that's it. Go.
Brandon Mefford, Brian McCann, Neil Quick into pit
Line up
lane.
single file.
See them all there. Mike Cook, Butler. Everybody going up on the jack.
Catch the 83 car.
So I'm starting way in the back. If I were to go in,
Just like that, Mefford wins.
I should be able to just start at the end of the longest line if I go in with pit road closed, right?
83 car.
Then Garrett Johnston.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Nuke Quick did stay out of the racetrack. We'll see if he opts to pit this next time by, but he's the lone soldier in behind the pace car.
I might as well find out, I think.
I don't think we're going to have enough fuel.
I think we can make it 30 based on practice. Or 30, I think I had 31 point something.
Nobody else went in, so I feel better.
All right, man, we're going green next
Very
time.
long
Bye.
lap
All
under
right, man.
yellow here at
Line up on
Pocono.
the
You're looking at
outside road
almost
now.
a full
Catch
2
the
minutes to get
84.
around this place under the caution speed. The Nuke's going to come down now. Jumps on the brakes before pit entry. So the 4 picking up a lead lap, or lap.
See, we're less than
He comes down to pit.
we've burned more than a half a gallon, which is a lap off.
Brandon Mefford.
We ain't even went green yet.
Spot. We're getting ready to go back green. We'll get the restart here at lap 30. That'll leave us 31 laps to see the checkered flag. I know you're doing the math in your head. Trust me, it's right. But come to find out, looks like Kyle Turzak did not get his pedal situation squared away. I was just starting to think, we haven't heard from Turzak yet. But tough break for the 51 as he was unable to get hardware squared away before we went.
Yeah, we're only going to have about 29 laps here.
Will be credited with 21st place. This one finishes up.
Get ready. The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
So front row as we come back to green, it's Brandon Mefford and Brian McCann. Pace car makes the hard left. Barney waiting to get the command to throw that green flag. There it is, and we're back underway from Pocono Raceway. Real Quick did not get away from the restart as well as he had liked. He's going to lose a little bit of track position, but squeaks in behind Garrett Johnston. Gilled through the turn back to the shoot. Brian McCann, a truck length off the back bumper of Mefford, back into turn 3 yet again. And on the racetrack, further Mefford. Mefford changes things up. He blocks that run that the 3 had out of 3. Meanwhile, New Quick's going to hit pit lane yet again. I don't know if he received a penalty on pit exit, but nevertheless, he's back on pit road. Another battle here. We watch the 21 of Brandon Leclerc shut the door on the 34 on wide side.
All right, we're halfway to the finish.
Turn number 2.
Oh, I can make it.
And a connection issue. Have the Steve Turner popped out for just a brief moment. Comes back in just as fast.
1 outside. Stay low. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. You're clear high. Clear high.
Remember, Steve Durbin won the opening race this season at Daytona. Then it was Brian McCann at Auto Club. Eric Johnston picked one up at Lucas Oil Raceway. And Brandon Mefford, our most recent winner, out in Nashville last week.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Do we see another winner, a new winner here at Pocono? We're going to get our first repeat winner. Time will tell. Laps ticking by. We are just past halfway here at Pocono. Effort leads McCann, Johnston quick, that's your top 5. And we have a caution, truck backwards in turn number 2.
Greg, clean this mess up here. Coming into the box is the part that I'm really
Todd Cleek in the 45 facing the wrong direction. Gets it righted, is able to drive away from the scene with limited damage to the rear section of that F-150. Let's see if we can catch this. Oh. Cleek comes down, hits the 12 hard. I want to get a better look at this. Stand by. Quick replay, restart, rewind. Now I'm wondering if Cleek was just super loose. We'll try to get a better angle on it here.
Oh, everybody can make it now.
Cleek's entry here.
Oh, yeah.
Field drives it to the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, the 45 is loose big time. The rear end's starting to step out, which, of course, means the truck is turning too well, and the rear end does not want to stay into the racetrack.
Let the 83 car by.
Flex the 25 in the meantime.
Pit road is now open.
I don't know who's in the 25 as of yet, because I don't see a 25 listed in our timing and scoring at all. So someone's got the wrong number there. We'll try to get that squared out. Larry Bruner, there it is. Should be a 44 on that AC/DC machine.
Almost hit the pit wall.
Pit road is closed.
Why'd you psych it out?
Yeah, I was waiting to see what they were going to do behind me, and I waited a little too long.
Some drivers opting for pit lane here.
Good thing that thing's got a mean right hook.
Steve Durbin leading the charge of that group. Great helmet, by the way.
Oh, no repairs needed after that. I'm happy about that.
So keep in mind, these drivers are all on pit road at lap 27. But knowing they've got, I don't want to say plentiful, but a relatively plentiful amount of extra tires over the wall. I think these guys are trying to gamble a bit. They're not quite at the pace of the top 3 drivers right now. So, hey, if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader. So let's try something different, bolt on some freshies, see what we can do with this. Go from there. We were just about to step to an HBR TV side-by-side break. We're going to hold off on that, of course. Jump to it here as we get back to green. We'll give it a lap or so and make sure everybody Minds their P's and Q's before we do it. Get back at it.
All right, man, we're going green next time by. All right, man, line up on the outside row now.
You take tires.
I did. Can't take them home with me.
You ain't wrong.
The lights have gone out.
I think I lost one spot on pit road.
Yellow to get back around. So if you need to make a run to the kitchen real quick or the restroom, you got a little bit of time. Go do it right now before we go back to green. Back on the front row, though, it's going to be Mefford.
I'm behind Hawk Tua.
Garrett Johnston, Neil Quick. Brent Butler, the top 5. Chris Wally up into the 6th spot. Wally stayed out, did not pit this time. First driver with fresh tires, I believe, is going to be Brandon Leclerc. He'll restart his number 21 in the 10th spot. We'll see how advantageous that is after just a handful of laps after the initial pit stops at the field. And I do mean the field. Everybody came down and pit with the exception of Nuke Quick. Other than that, everybody put on their fresh tires. Nuke Quick, though, he's got to get caught up to these guys. It's a real disorganized restart, it looks to be. I know we're only in turn 2. They'll probably straighten things out a bit, but you want to get tightened up. That truck in front of you, what a lot of guys will try to do is to lay back a bit so they can get on the throttle a little bit earlier, try to build a run coming to the restart. And time it so you don't make that pass before you cross the start-finish line, because that's a big no-no.
Green, green, green. Pit road is now open.
Sorry about the checkup.
Yeah, that stunk. Outside line just slammed on the brakes.
So Nixon jump over the 3 of Brian McCann. They head down into turn number 1 yet again. Mefford with the advantage, not a big one by any stretch. You see it right there, just about a yard. The 83 and the 3. Same can go between McCann and Johnston as they're out of turn 1. Neil Quick runs fourth. Butler to his inside, and Mike Cook there stalking the rest of them. Oh, Brian McCann a little loose out of turn number 2. Stays out of the wall, but it was a tight one. Back into turn 3 here. McCann still right there. Less than a truck length off the tailgate of Mefford. Out of 3. And keeps it firmly planted into the racetrack. We'll see some drivers here further back through the field. We'll check out Brandon Leclerc. He's already up 1 position. He's cleared Steve Durbin. Durbin made a pit stop as well. Sun peeks back out. If that really becomes an issue here, the sun comes out here and stays out for a while. These guys on fresh tires really might have the advantage.
Sun ain't coming out. It's too cloudy.
Laps between the first pit stop, at least the stage pit stop or competition caution pit stop, however you want to classify it, and this most recent caution. Well, 24 to go. It's a lot of drivers there outside and just now inside to the top 10 with fresher tires than our race leaders. It might give them a bit of an advantage.
He hit the wall.
Meanwhile, Steve Durbin gets through, passes Scott Funkhauser for position, now working on the 21 of Leclerc yet again. Top three, man, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Mefford still out in front. Brian McCann over Johnston, Quick, and Cook. 23 laps, a little less to go. We're going to step aside for our only HBR TV side-by-side break. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
I met Mark.
Back at Pocono Raceway, 19 laps to go. Mefford still large and in charge. But one mistake away from giving up that top spot to Brian McCann, as he has been relentless this entire race. You are going to battle for the third spot as Neil Quick jumps to the inside on Garrett Johnston. I don't know, you always got to wonder about Neil Quick. We saw him slipping back there for a little while, but man, he was good at taking care of his tires. That very well could be the issue. We got a car into a wall. No, we do not. Man, I saw someone out of turn 3 there. I thought he was going to pound the inside wall. Looks like he got through, but back to this battle for third. Quick slides back in behind Johnston. Garrett holds on to it for the time being, but that battle has opened up Neil Quick to be at risk of losing yet another spot, maybe two. Spike Cook goes around. And Butler's going to go through, and so is Leclerc on that newer set of tires. Leclerc's only picked up a couple of positions, but nevertheless, as we close in on the end of this race, he's been able to pick off more and more, and he is right there trying to get, well, even more. Real quick there, working, battling with Brett Butler. Leclerc behind. We got battles all over the racetrack. Out race lead here. Brian McCann took a look, has to slam the door on Garrett Johnston. Didn't realize the 15 was rolling the way he was. McCann trying to put one eye out in front and one on the rear view mirror. Effort continues to lead, then McCann, then Johnston. Now Mike Cook has entered the chat. Brett Butler now also in the 5th position. 76 has looked fast here tonight. Curious to see what he could do if he could be out in that top spot or even in the race lead with some clean air at his disposal. Once again, the sun peeking out here, laying some sunshine on the racetrack. Take yet another look at that track temp. It's remained about 97. We'll keep it here for a little bit, see if it starts to creep up. Wind still at 16 miles an hour.
Stay high. All clear, all clear.
McCann now gets alongside Mefford. It's the first time we've seen the 3 work to the outside. We'll see if he can make this one pay off.
Got one inside.
Oh, they drive it deep into turn number 2, side by side for the race lead here at Pocono. Closing laps, 15 to go as they cross the stripe here.
You are the leader.
McCann finally gets clear, takes the top spot from Mefford, but Mefford on the attack back to the bottom of the racetrack. McCann up the racetrack. We'll see if he can carry that momentum to defend. Back to the stripe. Ryan McCann holds on to it for the time being. $15 to go. Now it's Brian McCann out in front of this field. And Mefford, Johnston, Cook, Butler, Leclerc 6th, Durbin 7th. Neil Quick has slipped back to 8th. I'm not sure what the story is there with the 2. It seemed like he was saving his tires there for a while. The truck came to life for a lap or 2. Wasn't able to complete the pass to work his way forward. I think that was on Garrett Johnston. Johnston eventually cleared him. And then Quick now has slipped back to 8th. Chris Wally runs 9th. Josh Funkhauser in the 10th spot.
Clear low, clear low.
Takes a peek back to the inside on Brian McCann down into turn number 1. So far, I don't know, it seems like this is all most of the guys can do. Mefford really drives it deep into 1. He's going to take the lead, but a crossover coming from McCann.
Clear high.
McCann couldn't get it done there out of turn number 1, but he's got the craft down the Long Pond straightaway. Looks to the inside yet again into this very fast tunnel turn here at the top of the triangle at Pocono. The battle has continued here for the race lead. McCann takes it back. Mefford will he go to the bottom in 3 or will he give him the bumper? Both drivers go top of the racetrack, carrying the momentum. I think that might have been a bit of an arrow block from the 3.
Stay high. There's the car on the low side.
Nicely done by Brian McCann. Back to the stripe, 13 to go.
Still there.
Top 2, even still with that battle, starting to separate themselves from the 3rd place machine of Garrett Johnston. Befford just pokes his nose, looks to the bottom, back into 1 again. Befford unable to slide job it up the racetrack, has to lift to avoid contact from Brian McCann. Out of turn number 1, they're still side by side.
Got one inside. Stay high. There's the car.
You can see the space between the 3 and the 83. You can count it by a yard, if even that.
Still there.
McCann drives it very deep into the corner. Might have got the truck a little too low on the racetrack. A little loose. Might have got the wall on the tunnel turn. It opens the door now. Mefford with a run into turn 3 alongside. Waits a bit to go to the bottom of the racetrack. This might be a crossover getting ready to happen. No, Mefford still to the inside. McCann fights back on the top. What a battle we have here at Pocono Raceway for the race lead with 12 laps to go. Can they maintain this level of aggression and not wreck it? I don't want to doubt the talent of those top two drivers. I'm sure they can get it done, but they're walking a fine line, and I think Garrett Johnston knows it. Johnston again running in the third position. We'll go on board with the 15.
Didn't quite hear what he said.
Effort got the wall a little bit on the exit. The sparks fly, and it allows Johnston to close the gap. Meanwhile, looks like McCann might be stretching it out a little as well. Johnston still hanging out in the third spot, not able to reel in Mefford all that much, but he's got his hands full. Mike Cook was right to the back bumper there in the middle of turn one. Brent Butler doing the same to Cook. Cook real loose out of three, had to save the truck, dirt tracking it out of the corner. 10 laps remain. Can your leader, a 4/10 advantage now on Brandon Mefford. Still peaking out, but the track temp is remaining consistent. Now the 85 of Cook works to the inside of Johnston for the third spot. Side by side through turn two. Both trucks up the racetrack. A little loose on exit. That's going to open the door for Butler, but man, he saves the race truck, keeps his foot in it. He's going to lose a little bit of ground. Now he's trying to block the 42 of Durbin. I told you got to have one eye out the windshield and the other one on the mirror, and man, Cook is real loose out of turn three yet again. Johnston able to hold on to the spot. Durbin got a terrible run out of the corner. He's going to lose a lot of positions. Looked to be like Durbin was in a position to jump up to fourth, maybe even third, to slide back into eighth. Meanwhile, Butler tries to take advantage in there, three wide. Briefly, now out of turn one. Butler to the bottom of the racetrack. No drafting help for the 76. The top line, I think, will have the advantage into the tunnel turn.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch the 8 car.
Deal Quick not out of this one either. He's in the 7th spot. Oh, and he gets into 21 and just spins him. Caution comes out. We're going to have to look at that one again. I thought Quick was starting to work his way through the field, but I don't know if he was taking out some aggression. I think only he knows the truth. Well, let's take a look, see what happened here. A late caution, our fourth of the night with 8 laps to go. Now that's going to raise some questions. They've been on the green since lap 33-ish. I think it's lap 34. I think we went back to the green, but that's a ways to go on a set of tires here. I think everybody's going to have to pit, but let's see. Let's take a look what happened just a moment ago. I'm going to back it up a little bit further so we can get a better view of this.
Pit road is now open.
I think we got to go to the roof cam here to really get a good idea. We're going to ride on board with Neil. this from the 2's perspective. He's tailed in here behind Leclerc, had a good run. Leclerc's up in his lane. You see the seam in between the 2 trucks.
Pit box in 10.
Leclerc's still on his, and I think it's a combination of a little bit of both. Quick may have been trying to side draft the 21 a bit, dump some air on the rear spoiler of that number 21 Coast Guard machine. Quick may have moved up an inch or two, and then the 21 may have moved down an inch or two. And well, when you do that, that's when trucks make contact, and that's what you see happening.
All right, that's it. Go.
So, pit stop's underway. Zachary Cleek stays on the racetrack. You see everybody else here down on pit lane. Four tire change seems to be the
that sucks for
involved.
Everybody behind Zach here.
Time hole shot for Brian McCann. He might have won the race off pit lane. Let's see. Hard to know for sure right now, but I think McCann may have won the race out of pit lane. Mefford now second off of pit lane. Zachary Cleek, though, made his stop.
We had them right sides burning perfect.
Tires. I don't know if he's just trying to lead a lap, but man, that's going to be an interesting situation if he stays out front for this restart. So we are.
You take 4
laps to go right now. I'm thinking it'll be a 5-lap shootout to settle it.
Having fun?
Take a picture of it, Brian. I don't believe you.
Sounds like it's fun.
You mean to tell me y'all don't call out left sides?
Number 77. Usually a bright, shiny paint scheme. I don't know if it's the clouds making it look dull.
I don't believe you.
I think it's just the clouds, but plenty of room for sponsors if anybody's interested in jumping on the truck.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye. All right, man.
We'll see if Zach hits pit lane this time. Paul Owens is going to come down and pit. And Cleek stays out. I don't really like this call for the 77. I mean,
man, you got the
to a certain
prime starting spot on the outside line there. This is gonna.
I do.
I'm glad I'm on the outside.
Problem is Zeke is gonna cut up in front of me on the start, though.
And
you think he'll get? You don't think he'll spin his tires trying to take off?
Nah, the gear ratio is so tall on these things in this big track.
Tires on the restart.
Good luck.
Is in a tough spot here.
Thank you, but I think he'll get a good enough jump on me where he'll be able to pull in front, and then I'm going to be able to screw unless I can get low.
Spin the tires here. He's in a position where he's just not going to have the fire off that he needs to fend off these guys with fresh tires. I think everybody on the lead lap.
It's going to be chaotic, and I still got a fast repair, so y'all watch out.
Call it.
Field all doubled up, getting ready for the restart here as they're in the short chute between 2 and 3.
Beat him.
All right, man. Pace car is in. Green flag, green flag. Next car is the leader. The leader just did a 51.1.
Nah, he waited. I tried to jump it.
5 to go at the line.
We're in a podium position.
Inside.
3 wide.
You're up top 3 wide. You got 1 inside.
Base car is in.
There. Clear low, clear low.
Ready, green flag.
You got 1 outside. Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear.
Oh, Brandon got wrecked.
I just got caught.
Should be hard for a moment, but Mefford jumps to the inside. Cleek turns down into the 83. Really slows the momentum. He's just going to be a blocking machine, but McCann crosses him over. Cleek up the racetrack.
I got right rear.
Bearing down on him. We got trouble. Mefford up the racetrack. Caution on the speedway yet again. Big time wreck. It's going to take out more than half the field.
Oh, I just about missed that too. So close.
I got a feeling there's going to be some unhappy people with that one. Let's see if we can unpack this. Brandon Mefford in trouble, but I think he's going to be lucky enough to still have the faster pair, provided he can get back and use it before he loses a lap. Let's take a look.
Oh, I'm out of fast repairs, so
that's already after that
stinks.
Incident. We're gonna go back further.
Black flag repair required too.
I want to see the contact from the 77. All right, so this is just after the restart. This is the restart. Cleek, of course, started with the older tires, so it probably didn't fire off as quick as you would hope. So Mefford, who has fresh rubber, jumps to the inside. Cleek tries to turn down, but Mefford's already there. It pushes the 83 further down the racetrack. And then Cleek continues to come down the racetrack. It just turns right into Brandon Mefford. I don't understand this.
Chased them all the way down the track.
What's the back of this truck look like?
The entire field has
on the bottom.
Just a slighted
behind him.
You got the slightest crinkle on the
Short
left
of wrecking the entire field, you're not going to be able to hold these guys off. I don't care if you're the best guy out there. The tires just aren't there.
10-4, thanks.
McCann does a good job to jump to the inside and clear. But now we'll get into the actual wreck itself. I don't know if there was some contact there with Mefford and Johnston. It was subtle, if anything, but he's trying to correct it, come up the track, but he's 3 wide. There's really nowhere to go.
So, oh yeah, they went 3 wide.
Didn't think this was going to be the track where I'd get caught up in big wrecks.
Oh, I'm going low. All right, boys.
Butler comes down and clips the...
Oh yeah, I saw where you got clipped.
6 minutes of optional.
Benefield comes in.
30 seconds of required.
Damn, I got half the field that wreck.
A lot of drivers in this one.
Can I get a
like half a field.
flag wave that says I passed through the yellow?
Does appear that Brandon Mefford made it to pit lane in time.
Top 9 stayed out. Everybody else pitted.
Making yet another stop.
Yeah, this is annoying. I was gonna get a good run out of this too.
But no quick in 4th. He made it through.
Definitely don't have enough time to get decent repairs in, so might as well try to keep some track position.
It looks like Mefford's still going to be up into the top 10 here. See where he ends up landing. Yeah. There it is. Here we go, folks.
Are they fighting? They fight.
Keep a close eye on this. I'm not 100% sure.
Drives like a dump truck.
That spot there, but he is just making sure that the 77 is fully aware. He is not happy.
On the inside row.
The race has been extended so we can have a green-white checkered finish.
Oh, it's bad.
So Mefford,
all your tires connected.
In his position, he's back.
Oh, it feels like I got.
Let's see where he ends up being.
Both
got
front
one hanging
tires
off.
cambered out. Yeah.
We're getting doubled up here, so we're on the one to go.
Wants to steer both ways when I hit the brake.
Checkered out of this, and it's an unofficial green-white checker. This is a natural GWC. We have up to 3, so I guess that means we have up to 4, because this one doesn't technically count towards the allotment.
No, this one does count, Steve.
Oh, where are we next week?
So now the front row will be Brian McCann, Garrett Johnston, Zachary Cleek still going to restart in the third spot.
Well, at least there's some tempers flared up front. Maybe I can get some spots.
Pitt still on the tires that he bolted up.
AB, Neil's going to send it, I know. Everybody's going to send it.
With about 2 seconds of fall off from old to new.
I might even get old bump and run.
There you go.
Not to me.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
What? Don't root for that. Oh, I'm going to drive it.
Drive it in there all nice and deep like.
Get ready.
Either way, pace car lights off. Get ready for the restart here. Again, it's McCann and Johnston, then Cleek and Quick in row 2. Cook and Funkhauser in 3. Row 4.
Cars in.
Stop.
Green flag, green flag. You are the leader.
And the 17 of Uberpicker, who was up on his lid earlier on. So here we go. On to turn number 3. Ready for a restart, possibly the final restart. This could decide it. Pace cars in. Green flag in the air. We're back racing to settle it here for Pocono.
The race has been extended so we can have a green white.
We get to do it again.
All right, man.
McCann gets clear. Johnston
Line up single file.
has the preferred entry into turn 1. Johnston back in front like maybe 2.
Yeah, now I'm done.
Did you cause that one?
Spinning off turn 1.
No.
Caution is out. Chris Wally and others involved.
Happened in front of me, but I ended up getting hooked on the right rear of cop.
Chris Wally trying to get the truck righted.
So I ended up hitting the wall.
Send us to overtime.
That looked like about 5 or 6 trucks there.
I can't steer it. Literally will not steer. Oh, you have to hit the wall, then the wheels turn.
Yeah, you might have one hanging off.
75.
I think I do, because now it's driving smooth after I smack the wall with it.
And it looks like Doug's starting to lose the truck already as he gets close.
Maybe it connected to tie rod back.
Wally gets into him.
Cold welded it.
Push from Butler as well. Make that 3 trucks involved. I think these guys are going to get Wysocki as well. New Quick comes in.
4 trucks.
A piece.
Hey, 8 minutes are required.
Not too bad.
Might as well watch the fun anyway.
How about that? So once again, I want to thank Coles County Speedway jumping on board for sponsoring this series. Came on just a little bit after the start of the season. We certainly do appreciate their participation.
Pit road is now open.
And do want to remind you guys, if you're watching tonight's broadcast and you're a fellow iRacer not involved in this series already, we've got a very important race coming up, 28th October. IROC.
Problem is Garrett's pretty strong on the start.
Kids 200, Michigan Speedway in the truck.
He drops off in the longer run, but
$15 donation.
He can do the short run.
Entry fee. Additional donations certainly welcome.
He was on my bumper the entire first 10 laps.
Series.com/care-4-kids.
Several times could have pulled out and challenged me. So if he gets one good run here, he might be able to put a nose in.
I suppose I could spot for you. Probably don't need it though.
See, you won't be able to take live view, will you? No, you won't.
I am live.
No, I mean my car view, like real time.
Isn't that what?
If you're just watching a replay, there's a delay.
Any of these?
Zachary,
okay. For instance, at pit lap 27.
Neil, I didn't know that.
We don't know exactly what.
When you join as a spotter and you take over somebody's in-game spotter, it switches you to real time.
7 starts to have a concern about running out of fuel.
Good to know.
The only driver that
good luck.
stopped that long ago.
Thank you.
Next closest was lap 53.
No worries, appreciate it.
Almost twice that.
I don't notice anything.
I will say that I'm honestly impressed that even pitting that long ago, that Cleek is able to maintain his position where he is at right now. I know we've had a couple of cautions that have certainly aided in that feat.
All right, man, we're going green next time. Bye. All right, man, line up on the inside row.
Looking to make it his second win this season. Of course, picking up race number 2 at Auto Club this year. Brandon Mefford was looking to do the same and go 2 in a row.
Well, maybe one more caution that I could maybe get back out there for no reason whatsoever.
It's not an impossible feat at this point, as he does run 10th on the lead lap, but that is a tall order with how difficult it's been to pass.
Never know, the whole field might blow an engine.
Footing tire-wise.
Oh, he's 2 laps down, he won't make it, will he? Turn 1 last green flag. It didn't have a lot of grip.
As we sit right now, we are officially
It looked like Garrett behind me had the same problem.
We'll start the 3rd lap past that advertised distance when we take the green flag. And of course, the green will come out. Then the next lap, should see the white flag indicating the final lap. And of course, the checkered flag there to follow. Now, if the caution comes out prior to the leader taking the white, we'll line them up and do it again. Up to 2 more attempts. Again, we got 3 here tonight.
Get ready.
Looking at about another half hour of daylight remaining too. So if this gets real crazy, I don't think we got to worry too much about that. But
all right, man. The pace car is in. Green, green, green.
so here we go. Let's try it again. Pace car hits pit road. Can we settle it this time? Green flag in the air. McCann.
Oh, I got a much better run that time, I think.
Comes out to the early advantage down the straightaway here into turn.
He'll still get a pretty good pull on me. Nils pushing pretty good too here. I got to get a good run off for this one. Pretty good.
Things looking pretty good so far for Brian McCann. Turn number 2 now to the short chute. Quick entry into turn number 3. Johnston's running second. Look who's up to P3. It's Neil Quick in that number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Rusty Wallace paint scheme. Coming to the white flag.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Turn 1.
He's got the pace and he's there. McCann drops it way down the racetrack to break the draft, but nobody goes with him. That really allowed Johnston to close the gap. We talked about not scrubbing off too much speed. I'm worried Brian McCann may have done just that, but he holds the top spot. Off turn number 1, a truck length, maybe 2, the bottom of the racetrack. Johnston thought about dropping down to maybe run in behind Brian McCann as he expected him to try and break the draft, but did not do it. And it's going to hurt him because Neil Quick working around the outside. Through the top.
Congrats.
He's
okay.
Thank you.
Impossibly positioned to
Neil made a nice pass on the outside.
Battle for second.
Yeah, I was watching.
Officially clear, a truck length and a half, maybe 2. He's going to have it, but Brian McCann is going to take the checkered flag here at Pocono by a bus length or 2. The 3 takes his second victory of the season. The 3 takes the second victory of the season. The 2 finishes in the second spot. Third was Garrett Johnston. Mike Cook was fourth. Fifth was Josh Funkhauser. Sixth place, Rodney Uberbaker. Brandon Mefford finishes seventh after a dominant.
Charlotte next week should be fun.
I did it a little too much.
10th, Todd Cleek.
You've got wheel damage.
All right, have a good week. We'll catch you next week.
He's going to tear up the truck.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later.
Damn it, Brian.
Oh, Johnston comes in and just drills him.
It's on fire.
And I think we're not going to see any burnouts here for McCann after that hit. I think his truck is one and done.
Broke my steering shaft.
So that wraps it up here from Pocono Raceway. We're going to step out briefly here. We'll be back, hopefully, with our top three finishers, McCann, Quick, and Johnston after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Scarza when
I use that right rear.
Good win. For St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors.
Thank you. Good race.
To help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marco as upstanding, someone you can trust.
Eventually, I'm going to have to start showing up these things a little earlier so I can fucking practice.
Has been very
instead of qualifying being my first lap.
People.
I don't see that pass. Oh, he went big apron. He gained on me, keeping it straight, didn't he? He was getting pushed from behind. I was out in no man's land. Yeah, I got a good turn one on him there. Yeah, we can see the pass from here. So Neil got to the outside. Oh, Garrett on the inside caught the apron again. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, we went in. Oh. Yeah, he's doing good. He just don't race no more.
And then eventually Neil Quick. Brian and Steve with HBR TV. You got a good copy?
Yeah, I do.
Brian, congratulations, man. It seemed a little frustrating out there for you tonight. You had some pace early on, but I don't know if you're just waiting for the perfect opportunity to clear Mefford and work around him and take that race lead. Obviously, there was issues there late, but what was the difference maker? What was the plan coming into tonight and making that final pass for the race lead at the end?
Yeah, messed up qualifying. Didn't get to do a second lap because my computer froze up, but so that put me somewhere like 5th or 6th or something. And I just struggled. It's hard to pass, especially inside line. If you're going to try a pass, you got to get around them on a turn or two. Otherwise, your right front just burns up. So that was pretty much what I was learning throughout the race and how to manage my tire. And, at the end, I was saving a little bit more than that. I think that helped out greatly to get around Brandon there for the first place.
We also saw that pass that you just talked about is getting to the outside was really the key. You were able to get around him and get clear, but ironically, he was able to get back to the inside and retake the race lead, but quickly washed up the racetrack. You were able to take it back. Does that really just factor into the amount of heat that trying to complete a pass on the bottom generates in that right front tire?
Yeah, when we were doing that, I would imagine both of us was pushing really hard, trying to I could tell when he went into, I believe it was 1, he tried to drive it in real deep to, wash up in front of me, but I kind of blocked that, and luckily I think that helped me out in the long run. If he would have got in front of me there, I think he probably would have stayed in front of me. Well,
you guys put on a show tonight, a wonderful performance to watch by just about everybody involved. Congratulations on that, Brian. What's your thoughts rolling into Charlotte next week? I know you love that place.
Oh, yeah, Charlotte, my favorite track, so... haven't done it in trucks, but I think it'll be a good race. I think it'll be just like we've been talking about all season so far, tire management.
Well, these trucks so far have been really good for putting on great races. We look forward to more of that. Brian, congratulations on the win. Your second of the season. Who do you want to thank?
Thank you, everybody watching tonight, my family, you for doing the broadcast, league admins, race control, sponsors, shout out to Brandon, racing clean there. Good race tonight. Everybody come out to race with us. Thanks.
Thanks for talking to us, Brian. Good luck next week.
Y'all have a good one.
See you, Brian.
See ya.
Thanks.
Thanks for talking to us, Brian. Good luck next week. Brian McCann, your race winner here at Pocono Raceway. We'll talk to our runner-up, Neil Quick, next, and try to get the insights. The man behind the wheel, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Neil Quick, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Steve, I got you, bud.
Neil, a good run here tonight. Very interesting to watch you this evening. You had a decent starting position on the
front Brandon.
row. Dropped back relatively quickly, but I'm not getting too concerned about that. We see that quite a bit with you as you take care of your truck quite well, take care of the tires.
No, you had a fast truck tonight.
You're in the game.
You had me worried. That first stint, I couldn't get around you.
Was that kind of the game plan tonight? Take care of the truck, take care of the tires with that much fall off to worry about?
Yeah,
thank you, Benito.
A little bit of poker in the first stage of the race. I had a really, really good truck and pulled out that decent lead. And
so I think Mike hit Neil right there. Yeah, he did.
Brandon.
I didn't see that while I was on the track.
I think they had something for me.
So the 85.
Just unfortunately after the restart, after the first stage break, just was trying to get under gear a couple times. Got brake train in the back, so I just kind of let it play out.
Oh, so you were mirror driving.
But just I wish we would have had a few more laps or less cautions.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really have enough room here anyway.
I think I had just as good as what he had tonight. Wouldn't do some homework this week for
the angle they were on and where we were going to get squeezed on that yellow line.
Haven't been on the sim a lot, just racing. Look back to steering settings I had before.
Well, you're not kidding about your pace. We're looking at the best lap of the race, 54.74. That was you and Brian McCann. It was also the last lap of the race, so that's very impressive as far as that's concerned. Speaking of pace, we roll into Charlotte Motor Speedway next week. A different style racetrack, but bound to be pretty fun with these race trucks. How do you feel about your shot to win next week?
Oh, here we go.
I feel confident it'll be fast, but man, you're gonna have to bring in do your homework. I mean, it should be Brian McCannville. I mean, it shouldn't be Charlotte. I mean, you go in there, you get against Brian McCann, and that's his home, and that's where you got to beat him. You beat him there, you've done something big. So just get a little practice laps in, get a good feel
Right
for
there.
it. Go out there and try to give him hell.
Brandon, if you could have cleared me, if you're still watching, I think that.
Congratulations on a second place, man. Who do you want to thank?
Thank you guys for the broadcast.
I think there was another time.
Put the league on, and
another time in one after we did this little battle.
Good guys in the
same situation.
The racing was excellent. Just thank all the guys that I raced with, and of course, family let me have the time to do this.
All right, Neil. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week out of Concord.
Yeah, man, I'm going to enjoy one of those MGDs now.
There you go.
Oh, I got you on that straightaway, Brandon.
Your second place finisher here at Pocono Raceway. Next, we're going to talk to the 15.
Yeah, it was a big hole.
Johnston. Pull him up into the broadcast booth and get a word with third place. Garrett Johnston, Steve with HBR TV. You got us?
Yep, I do.
Garrett, congratulations. Once again, we're chatting. I guess that's a good thing, but I think one place less than I think you are expecting to finish. Maybe a shot for the win, but walk us through that final restart, the closing laps of this
right
one,
here.
losing that second position.
How close was this?
Yeah, no, I was just going for it a little too hard and pushed up out of one there and couldn't decide if I wanted to force him inside or outside. But I
that was a really great entry. Just didn't get me cleared.
Such a killer in these things. So once you
yeah, man, good racing with you.
But
I think if that right there would have worked,
I'm already in the playoffs, so I figured I might as well send.
That would have shut me down right there if you got that bumper in front of me.
Top three finish for sure. That's always a positive.
Because I couldn't have pulled lower at that point.
Into Charlotte Motor Speedway next week, likely to be.
I would have had to follow you down
stressful as that
into turn two.
A mile shorter than Pocono Raceway. Higher banks, higher speed. You got to think on your feet and be fast. Oh yeah, and take care of the tires. How do you feel about?
Hell, you almost did it there.
Another conversation with the broadcast team next week after Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'll say you never want to get too ahead of yourself, but it is a track I prefer. Definitely
forgot about this one.
And I've always liked it.
Yeah, because I went high.
I always feel confident there, and it is definitely a tire management situation. One of those tracks that in these things you feel like you can go wherever you want, and then 10 laps from now you're pushing up right into the wall. So I feel confident, but we will have to see.
Good race.
Well, we certainly look forward to it. Again, congratulations on P3 here tonight at Pocono. Who do you want to shout out to?
Yeah, thank you guys as usual for putting everything on. Thanks to Chris, Wally, everyone that makes this thing happen. Shout out to everyone at home, my aunt, dad, grandma, etc. And shout out to my fiance because we're getting married on Saturday.
Well, congrats, Garrett. Good luck with that. I'm sure it'll be a good old time. Don't drink too much. She'll get mad about that sort of thing.
I will try. Well, thank you, sir.
We'll talk to you next week, probably.
All right. Thank you.
Garrett Johnston, your third place finisher.
All right, y'all have a good one.